There we go. I couldn't figure out how to turn it off.
Morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Good morning. Tuesday talk. I labeled this.
Buenos dias.
Guten Morgen.
We just translate
What's the other?
all different languages. Bonjour.
Bonjour. For ASL. Maybe there's actually a different one. Today, thanks for. We had a little build up. We figured if we keep it on longer, it won't be as sudden and jump right in hello, we're here. So we had a little 20-minute getting a beautiful espresso from my lovely wife. It's nice and strong. Again, we make our own. We're not selling it, but we roast our own coffee beans at home, which makes this is so good. I like it better than any other beans that we've had.
It's fresher, and you can create your own freshness right there, and you know what's in it mostly.
Yeah, I mean, not to be sidetracked, but I learned the other day, and we both learned that decaffeinated coffee beans get put through this process where it's not natural. You can't just get a coffee bean that's decaffeinated. So they actually soak them in these chemicals, and that's how it becomes
decaf. Yeah, I didn't know that either. I guess I thought it had less caffeine based on the actual bean itself. I didn't know there was a whole process that goes into decaf. Not that I was ever a decaf person anyways, but it is important to know.
Yeah, we don't do decaf. That. What's the point? Right? So we have a few things to talk about today. We have we want to say it's National, what is it? Making Life Beautiful Day?
Yeah, National Making Life Beautiful Day. And no surprise there, it was created by a makeup company. So
yeah, this goes back to that, can you make your own National Day talk that we had yesterday, remember?
Yeah, National
Making Life Beautiful Day. But it goes back to that anybody can, such as a Prairie Beauty, can make a National Day. Let me go down. Where is that?
There should be, which there might be already. I didn't look it up, but Making Life, instead of makeup, have a more natural beauty day. Which I think it could possibly, I haven't looked, but it could be out there.
Yeah, let's see.
If it's not, it should be.
Natural beauty. We should make it if it's not. Oh, no. I mean, unless there's some other keyword. Let's do it. I'll be the anti
makeup. I do like makeup here and there, but I do think it's important to promote natural beauty too, since it's always being pushed at us, makeup, and having the newest thing that's out there to make you beautiful. People should be more natural sometimes, I think.
Yeah, and again, with the coffee, we're all about natural stuff. We have a garden. I don't wear makeup. I don't even wear sunscreen.
Oh no, that's another conversation.
I know. Anyway, stay healthy out there. There's a lot of stuff going around. But yeah, today's National Making Life Beautiful Day. And we make life beautiful by making
beautiful websites.
That's how it relates.
Round of applause for us.
And a pat on the back. I'm almost done my espresso. I wish they were just never ending, the tallest, and I had a straw. One time I had 30 espresso shots instead of one cup. I was shaking and I thought I was cool. I said, I'll just fill it up with espresso.
They're not recommended.
Yeah, I hear it's 100 something that can kill you. But yeah, I didn't think anything would happen, but I was sweating and shaking. This is the other story I had yesterday. But when I had the hot sauce. I should really stop doing things like that, ingesting things that are going to kill me.
Yeah, that was in your younger days. Glad you're up for that.
Yeah, I think I was in my 20s. Well, anyways, that's National Making Life Beautiful Day. We can get off that tab early, but there's other things to talk about here. Where do you want to start? Apple Intelligence?
Yeah. So we tuned into the Apple Intelligence show that was on yesterday. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but it was super. And if you have an iPhone, if you're a lover of Apple products, then it was definitely something to tune into and learn about all the new features. And it's really amazing. All of these every year when we watch this, there's such an evolution with Apple that you can't help be drawn to and amazed. And you're like, what are they going to come out with next? So we want to go over a few of the features that we learned about yesterday, which we're pretty excited about.
Yeah, and just the fact that their production, I love their production. I've been watching them at least for the last 10 years. And I,
Marketing's on point.
yeah, and I know there's a lot of complaints about them, and I think there's complaints for different things. Like the last time when they squished all the tools and they said, you don't need these tools anymore. You have an iPad. It it gathered like a lot of negative attention. People were like, we don't like that. We want to go the opposite way. It should be the opposite way. But just the fact that they caused this kind of uproar, they say, and you don't even need attention as Apple. Everybody knows who you are, but they do say any what is it? Any something negative attention is still attention, or
Is still good attention, even if it's negative. To me, that particular clip was impactful. It did its job in a sense of it made you think about these things. Yeah, it was kind of harsh on the eyes, I guess, with the visual squishing of all these things. But I mean, I think that's based on people's, taking offense to certain graphics and things like that. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it was successful in its point, and whether people took offense to it or not, it did accomplish what it needed to accomplish.
yeah,
So
like even remember we were watching it. I was like, what is this? It's crazy.
I know it was very like, okay. But
Yeah,
I just remember the piano and all the things crushing,
yeah. There's a lot of stuff
ending
in.
up into I creatively, if you're a true creative, you would totally feel like, wow, that was amazing how they, portrayed that. But it's one of those things like art makes you feel, and if it made you feel a certain way, then it did its job. So good
Yeah,
or
that was a good uh final statement. Maybe we can come
bad.
back to that. If it makes you feel something. Yeah, so I mean, just going over, if you watched it, you watched it. If you didn't, you're probably not learning anything from us. We're not Apple. I'm not Tim Cook. But they pretty much the biggest thing I see is this Apple Intelligence. They have their features and the speed of stuff and the iPads and iPhones, but I think what is it, September or the fall or sooner, I think you can get it in beta, but they're pretty much wrapping AI, of course, into every piece of their OS. And I heard that you can't turn it off, so it's part of it, and the features that are coming along with it are insane. Like they have this create your own emojis and your own images based on not just based on input, but based on things that it already knows about you because you use the phone, meaning it knows we'll talk about privacy in a minute. Text messages, it knows your email, it knows your events that are coming up, it knows images that you took, it knows everything about you. So you can imagine if you've used these systems and generative AI, how crazy it's going to get. I feel like with this type of um, getting into your life and then using its intelligence to generate whatever it is, even as stupid as an emoji, but like these pictures, like it knows what you look like, it knows it's your birthday. I mean, this was generated by them. They said generate a happy birthday picture, but I'm sure it's not that far off where it's gonna know, hey, let me send a picture of a birthday to your best friend in 2 months because their birthday is coming up, and I know exactly what they like because we talked about it in text. So really amazing, but also
Mhm.
scary. It's a double-edged sword. It's bittersweet. I'm excited to use it, but I'm not excited to give every bit of my personal data to Apple, not that they don't already have it, but integrating it with AI is a little scary because knows everything about you, and then you have the problem of data breaches and hacks that come after. I know they're a very secure company, but these apps that they're creating are also gonna be available in the developer API, so anybody can pretty much utilize the AI in any app. We can go make an app right now and use the AI data that is being computed and do whatever we want with it, you know? And I know that it's secure for now, but AI is obviously very smart. My spiel is done. What do you wanna talk about these
Yeah,
emojis?
some features that I thought were really cool for everyone who takes pictures. They're doing one where you can edit the picture, which I know other companies are already doing, where you can remove people from the background to create that like perfect image. How many times we take a picture and there's just one thing wrong with it. It's able to do that right on your phone, which I thought was great for photography in general. So that's pretty amazing. Tony talked about it already, but the ability to create your own emojis, super custom. You can put a prompt in there and it will create the image right there. So you can say race car driver with baseball cap and green letters on the, like, it will create this image and send it. So super customizable features, which is something that they're always taking it to the next level, Apple. So that's why, yeah, look, you see the cucumber eyes and things like that. So those are some of the features that I thought were like, wow, that's really amazing. And even for the iPad, for the creatives out there, you can take notes, you can draw. It will pretty much create images using Midjourney AI to create an image that is paired with the copy. So that's really great for the writers out there that want to like take notes and write.
Yeah, and there's 2 things just to add to that. One, you write with your own did you see that part? You write with your own handwriting, and then that converts it into text, so pretty much you can select that text, add to the text, it replicates your handwriting, which is scary in itself, and it will just add to the text like you're typing pretty much, so you can go in between where you wrote and add words or even cross them off and stuff. That's crazy. And the other thing I was gonna say, when you said what did you say, ChatGPT? Or the fact that ChatGPT is being integrated willingly into this, Apple Intelligence program, I heard that Elon Musk of Twitter, greatness, and Tesla and everything else, he said he's gonna ban Apple products from even entering the buildings like Tesla and Twitter or X, um, because he's so disgusted by the fact that this is going to happen. And that's really just the fact of the data that we have on our Apple phones that knows everything about us is going to be sent to OpenAI. He doesn't trust OpenAPI. A lot of people don't trust OpenAPI. I am ambivalent to it. I think it's such a great service. I'm willing to hand over most of my data, but I do understand the dangerous part of it with what AI can do with somebody's full not just going on ChatGPT and saying, "I'm so and so, and this is what I do," and generate a paragraph for me, but pretty much saying, "Hey, ChatGPT, here's everything. Here's my soul inside of a bundle. Now you know everything, and you can figure everything out," which is helpful, but also, I don't know. I'm torn on it, really. I kinda like it. I used to wanna get the Neuralink. Now I don't want that anymore either, so I'll probably be on the other side of
Tony
it.
wanted to become a robot, so he's all for AI.
Yeah, but then my wife brings me down to earth. She's
I'm
like, "Why
like,
would you
why
want that?"
humanity? No, AI to me is a double-edged sword. Like you can use it as a tool, it can make you more efficient in your day-to-day, but at the same time, it is something that can, like anything else, be hacked and your data can be breached. And it's something that can be used for good or bad. And I think that's where AI ethics comes in, really, to an important conversation that everyone should continuously have because it could really get out of control. It's a very powerful technology that's just out there now, but is only gonna improve over time, so
Yeah, I think it is going to get out of control. I think that a lot of all this data that's being sent is going to be used to replicate your almost like Black Mirror, where it generates a version of yourself, whether that's used as an avatar, a holding, like somebody's texting you and then their avatar comes up like, "Hey, I'm Tony." But I guess I'm coding right now, just kind of using your likeness. And they're doing it already with movies and obviously Scarlett Johansson with the voice of her. And there's a lot of situations out there, but we'll see what happens. We're in it. I think we're in the most interesting part of generation, like especially with technology, seeing where it's going in the last couple of years. It's exciting and scary, and it's exciting to be part of it for
yeah,
me.
and I think everyone should just observe what's happening with Google and search, and certain sites are down on the search engines, and just seeing how the technology is impacting businesses. I know our clients are being impacted on some extent when it comes to organic search and having actual content ranking less than what it usually did based on all these adoption of AI. So just keep your eyes open, be aware, and having to pivot accordingly is definitely needed at this time for sure.
Yeah, and we'll stop talking about this, but the fact that the fact that Apple is going to um, I don't even know how to say it. Pretty much Apple, there's going to be no reason for some to use Google search. I know people have probably said that all the time. This is a Google killer, Google search killer. But when it's on your device that more than half of the world, and I'm sure Android is going to follow suit, when it's on your device and you can just ask it a question and it knows more about you than Google will ever know, and you're skipping all these steps to search and find, that's going to take away a lot of people that scope their sites in different ways to get on Google. I'm going to say scammy way, and just use that literal what we've been talking about, JSON data. Who is this site? What is this site? What time do they open? What do they do? Who do they know? What are their social profiles? It's going to use that data to display itself on the phone. So that it doesn't, and it's funny because it can kill Google. And I think as web developers, we're so like, gotta get on in clients. You gotta be on Google. You gotta be on Google. But it's not only about that, and it's definitely not going to be about that more in the future. But it's still the same method. It's still writing good content, optimizing it. It doesn't matter if it's Google, Chat, GPT, OpenAI, Apple, Android, all these things. It's still getting the data in the same manner. That's it. I don't want to talk about AI ever again.
We can't help but to. And sometimes you have to have these conversations because we're seeing it every day and it's evolving, and it's good to talk about and get ahead of it, well, as much as we can.
All right, let's get this cat off the screen. He's cute though. So next we have your domain, right? An email?
Yeah, so we wanted to talk a little bit about really letting you know how easy it is to kind of own your own voice, have your own professional email with your domain. So we want to go over those steps and really the average costs to do this. So when it comes to owning your own domain, we talked about it yesterday, but we'll just touch on it a little bit. Having your own domain, whether you're a professional with a career or you own your own business, is important, and not just being out there with no digital presence. So Namecheap is usually what our go-to, and here you would search for a domain, see if it's available. To us, it's been most affordable for our clients. So here you can type in the domain, whether it be your name or your business name.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in here. This is the beast mode. It's on their homepage. Instead of just searching, you can just do beast mode, which lets you search all TLDs. So that's like .com, anything. set a price range that you want, do hacks pretty much saying like the last two letters. If there's .ne, they would show up. So this is a really great way to find relevant domains if you're looking for one for your business or your name, instead of just going saying, is renachickaroni.com available? Like, yeah, probably it might be, depending on your name, of course, but most likely people's names are already taken. So when you go into beast mode, you can search across tons of things. But more importantly, it'll give you everyone that's available. That renachickaroni.africa is available. .app, .army, and let's see. Did you get the .com?
Yes.
All right, so it should not be available. .com looks like it is loading and taken, but you can see that some of them here, price wise, $1.80 a year. Sure, some of them do renew at a higher value. It depends on the one, like college, because they're trying to get colleges to have their own custom domains. But you can see the 452 other domains. Like, it's crazy that so many are out there. .com is the most common. But look, coffee. You should get this. .codes. What are we doing? Let's register these domains now.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a useful view because you can see which extension you could use for your business and it has it all there. So if it's one thing's not available, you can look at some other options. It just keeps going. And it's all for under $50 for you own your domain for a year for under $50. This is something you can do yourself and purchase it and have it under you. And that's one step you can take to just secure your domain.
Yeah, you want to purchase it if you're thinking about it. If you have a name that isn't, well, I would say like the .com. If you have a name that isn't taken by a .com, I would register it now because, get ahead of the curve before another name doppelganger comes and steals it. But obviously, if your name's taken, if you're Tom Jones, you're not going to get tomjones.com. So you can go in here and get a domain. But it really goes back to, you can have a domain for your website, sure, and have a portfolio, whatever you do, or just a landing page or how to contact me. It's that whole ownership thing. But this goes to the whole email as a professional outlet. Instead of having Tom Jones 9191919 @gmail.com, you can have me or hello or hi or email or info or support or anything at Tom Jones codes. Tom Jones started coding. He says, "What's new, WordPress? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa." It's a Tom Jones joke.
Oh, sorry, I don't know that.
That's all right. I'm old. I'm 42. It's still too young to know Tom Jones. Anyways, he's still alive. I saw a picture of him the other day. But
who is Tom Jones?
He's like old. He was definitely a sex symbol of the 60s and 70s. He wore tight pants. He was a kind of like a manly man, I guess you could say that. But he had that song, "What's New, Pussycat?" Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah, he has a lot of hits. There's other stuff about him too. I forget. But he's still around.
Shout out to Tom Jones.
Whoop, whoop. What's up, Tom? So Tom Jones, when you need your email, you just go to Namecheap, register a domain. They make it really easy. And once you get through this process, I mean, I don't know what's going to show here, but it'll say you can add this domain to your cart. You can add on, there it is right here, business email, free trial. But in comparison to GoDaddy, it's really cheap. It's like, what? I don't even know, $5 a month for 3 emails. And you can have a catch-all, which is pretty much where anybody. So if I email ramen noodles at tomjones.com, it's going to go to Tom Jones, no matter what that first part is. So, but it's like $5 a month. And at the end of the year, was that 5 times 12, like $60. I might've got that right. To have that, it does, when I get an email from somebody and it's a Gmail and it's supposed to be something professional, I don't even look at it. That's just the way I am. I feel like maybe okay, I'm not that crazy, but I definitely put it at a lower value. Like if someone's writing me about, I can't think of anything right now, but
It just looks more professional when you have your own domain, really. I
yeah,
mean, I know we use Gmail. We have Gmail. We do use it. Google Meets is a great tool, but to put on your website when people are searching, if you are event planner and you're competing against another event planner with the domain name, I mean, your mind is gonna probably go to the one with the professional email, besides obviously the obvious, their portfolio and things like that. So
yeah, even so, like if I just thought of an example. I'm looking at cakes on Facebook and I found a cake maker and her email address is cakemaker@gmail.com, And then I go to another one and it's like order at mrcakes.com or whatever it is. My mind is going to be like, okay, I'm not emailing this random Gmail. I would rather email this professional. Maybe the other one makes better cakes, but we'll never know because it
yeah,
never
whether you
gets
think
past
about it consciously or unconscious, or if it what's the word? Unconscious.
yeah,
You
well,
won't be awake if you're thinking about it
yeah.
unconsciously.
When you're
What's
unconscious,
the word that I'm looking for?
subconsciously.
Subconsciously. It does happen, and I kinda we've picked it up, um,
Yeah.
in
So
our experience.
I'm gonna register all these domains right now for you
I can't do all these
for your
things. Maybe
birthday.
I'll have my own college,
This is your birthday
and
present.
we'll learn how to make lattes, fancy lattes for my barista
Yeah.
community, and they learn how to make their own websites.
That's a good deal.
Reina Ciccarone dot college.
I'm gonna get it right now.
You get you
We
get your barista license and you learn how to promote yourself, marketing, websites.
It's a good idea. This is not that. I mean, that's not a bad of idea, but we should go through the process of actually from start to finish. Like I go not right now, but go on the site, register domain, set it up, put the website up. We can get that up really quick, put an email up, and just kind of as an example, spend that $20 and show how easy it
So
is.
are we creating Reina Ciccarone dot college?
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I don't know how much that domain was, but we could go through and have a fake college and just show,
No, it could be real.
or we can go through the process of becoming a real college. And
A virtual college.
step two, we'll start at the first step of just doing the domain because that's obviously the most important part. Register the domain. We all know that.
Yeah, and
Sarcastic.
the first thing we'll learn how to say our last name properly.
Yeah.
So funny story, sidebar. We went to the bank and we had a business banker and his wife is from Sicily and he said that this is how you should pronounce our last name. Cicciarone, he said that that's the correct Italian way to say it. But that's so hard to say in the sense of everyone repeating your last name. So I started saying I started adapting my husband's last name differently than what he says. It comes out sometimes, but I
Sometimes
kinda like the sound of it. It's
it definitely sounds more fancy,
yeah,
and it makes sense because my Italian heritage is from Sicily. So how do you say
chicharrone.
Cicciarone?
Yeah,
Antonio Cicciarone.
yeah, it's very Italian.
I know. Everybody says, "Oh, such an Irish name."
But yeah, there's so many ways to pronounce it. It's like
Cicciarone. Yeah.
chickaron chick cheek. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm still learning. Well, chickaroni, right? That's how you usually say it. Chickarone, right? And then chicharrone. It's like we should do a poll on which one sounds better.
Yeah, and then there's other ones, Cicerone,
Oh yeah, Cicerone, we
Cicerone,
get a lot.
Cicciarone, which is totally off. I did welcome to my world, right? Because it's like once you have these weird, because she was a patent, so that's a very easy name. Once
Yeah,
you
it
go to
is
the
really
side,
easy.
forget it. Everybody's like, "What is this? What is it? Huh? How
I'm
do you
like,
say
I
it?"
don't even know my last name.
It takes so long to spell it. Ciccar, and then they're like, "Stop." Can you start over? CICC.
Chicharrone.
But yeah, and in Italian, CI is ch, so all that makes sense. But remember
Yeah.
you tried to say it,
Yeah,
it
once
came out
I
crazy.
when I first started saying it this new way, I couldn't say I tried to say it and it didn't come out right. It was very,
I
it's just a
remember it.
very awkward moment on
It
the
was like,
phone.
"Chigorone." Going way up at the end, almost into opera type falsetto thing.
Oh, hilarious.
Chicharrone. Oh, man.
It's a whole experience saying our last name. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's alright.
My apologies.
Keeps life interesting.
I know. Should have been Chacon, like Madonna. Madonna Chacon.
Chacon.
Yeah, it's more like
I
strong.
feel
I don't
like.
know. Maybe Chicharrone is stronger. Anyways, that's how you register a domain and
And that's
get
how
it.
you say our name, our last name.
Yeah, exactly. We don't even know. I don't even know, and I've had this name for too long.
It depends on the day, how I pronounce it, so.
Yeah. So on to the next thing. It's really easy. If you need help setting anything up, let us know. We're here. This is what we do. We do it too much for ourselves. Like we have a lot of domains and stuff set up. So we've done the process, even just for fun, we will say, many times. So we're very used to this
Yeah, we
DNS.
usually walk our clients through this process, just so it's under their name. You wanna own your own domain and have it under their name, so we walk them through the Namecheap process, which is super easy, to do.
Yeah, and they have managed WordPress as well, but I wouldn't really suggest it. It's kinda closed off. It's almost like we said that yesterday, not that you're an ongoing listener, like, as you remember yesterday, but we're affiliates with WP Engine and Kinsta, and those are the ones that we suggest for managed WordPress. This I've used it before actually, right before we started going with WP Engine. It's okay. It does the same kind of things, and you can see here it is pretty cheap, but there's things about it that just aren't as good as Kinsta or WP Engine. So they make it cool because it's all in one. You go get your email, you go get your domain, you go get the hosting. You're good. You're off to the races, right away. So that is helpful. But I would skip if you're ever going through this process, getting a WordPress site through Namecheap. Sorry, Namecheap.
Yeah, so to just recap, you can get your own domain and your own email for under $50, depending on what your domain name is. And that would be step one in just kind of owning your own voice and first step on and having the website, because we get that all the time. Well, where do I start? You need to secure the domain, and we recommend having an email. It's not a have to, but it's recommended for
Yeah.
sure.
And on Namecheap, if you go through the process of working with us, you just have to delegate access to that account, and then the developer or the designers are able to add a website onto the domain, do all the other stuff. So you don't have to like give over your account or even do it yourself. Because I think a few clients that we've had have been like, you want to do it yourself, but they make it easy to just say, no, somebody else do it. And like I said, we're so used to doing it. It's faster for us to do it. It's less stress for us to do it, because sometimes when we put things in other people's hands, we don't know if they're following the rules, following the steps that we said and stuff. So it's easier just to have complete control on our part as developers. So Namecheap, we should be affiliates for Namecheap too.
I know, we should look into
I
that.
love Namecheap. We have way too many domains too. I mean, I know a lot of people have a lot more, but I think we're up to almost like 30.
Yeah, and that is actually not that much compared to some other ones we've seen.
Yeah, the squatters on domains. But we've known people that make a lot of money on domains too. I knew a guy who's my boss who made thousands of dollars because he registered right at the beginning, short domains, 3 letters, which was smart to do because there's always going to be a company that comes along with these acronyms that's going to be like, oh, we need xyz.com. So he made a little small fortune off
You
squatting.
just never know when the next big idea is going to come along. And if you have the idea and a good idea for a domain name, you might as well, right? For $10, less than $10 a year to just secure the domain. So
Yeah, like when Taylor Swift announced her album, the Tortured Poets department.
Department,
I
yeah.
thought she said Tortured Poet Society, and I went on Namecheap and I registered the domain because I was like, "What? Taylor Swift didn't register the domain?" And I later found out it was the actual wrong name. So that would have been great though. And I did put up a page. You can go to the Tortured. Well, we can go there right now. What is it? torturedpoetsociety.com. I just put up a page with an email. A few people have submitted it. I don't even know why I did this, but I figured just maybe I'll just send the emails to Taylor Swift and be like, "Do you want these? They're not for me." I just figured to do something with the site. There's even like reCAPTCHA. Well,
We're practicing our skills on these domains.
mobile response.
We should pull up Taylor Swift's website because she uses WordPress.
Oh,
So that's a lot of the celebrities have WordPress as their solution. So, Taylor Swift, we all know how super popular she is. And a lot of people go to the site and it's able to withstand large amounts of traffic and to support all of her projects and
good tattoos. Yeah, it's true. NASA uses WordPress. There, the White House uses WordPress. Tons of there's like a whole list of them. We can pull it up, but
go to the tour dates. I was just wondering.
I go see her. Let's see if she's coming.
Swifty.
Tour dates. What are we doing?
I actually listened to the album I don't usually listen to albums from beginning to end, but the girls, well, one of my daughters is into Taylor Swift, so I like to know. And I found it very interesting listening to it from the beginning. It was like 2 or 3 hours, and luckily I was doing something at the time, so it was just playing in the background. But there's some songs. I think my favorite is I like Fortnite, So Long London, and what was the and one other one, Little Me or something Little Me. I don't know. So I can't remember that
I think
one.
it's
But I really love the beginning of So Long London. It's very
I think that was Why You Scared of Little Old Me.
yeah, I like that. I like that
Hey, look
one.
at this. They're using this theme. UMG Grand Royal theme.
Oh,
We should contact her. Be like, you need a custom theme. I listened to the album as well.
too much.
It was like the same song 30-something times. That's what I felt. I don't know. And I love music. I'm not downing her. I think she's very talented, but the hype machine, oof, it's insane.
Great marketing team behind her.
Yeah. And hey, they chose WordPress. Yeah, we should look. I'm gonna look up that theme after.
Yeah, we should look at how different it is because a lot of developers will assume the theme. Will it look the same, or are they doing all the customizations to really make it different? So we can, if you inspect the code, inspect the source, you can see what the theme is.
Yeah, look at this.
Let's see what the original demo. Are we able to see it?
Sites found. 244 websites are using this.
Wow. Oh, Lady Gaga's using it?
Oh, these must be it must be some like theme that
Oh, look, they're all artists. This is interesting. So that's probably
so it's a theme
part of
that's
their
made for
brand.
these higher up artists. That's crazy. Well, look at that. I mean, they don't really need SEO. You look at them. So it's not yeah, it looks like some multi.
Let's do a page speed score on one of the sites. I'm just curious.
Let's go back to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, so we do this for our clients, pagespeed.web.dev. What is your guess? I think it's bad. Yeah, I think it's bad. So they don't even need a page speed score because they're so big,
Yeah, it doesn't matter, I guess. But I'm gonna guess it's a
34.
24 on mobile. So last time I did this, it took a few minutes. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you can go in here, enter your own website. It's going to show you, it might show you this section, right? Core Web Vitals isn't always, if it's a new domain or a domain that people don't use, You're not
Oh,
gonna see
let's see,
this. Oh,
28.
28 on
Wow.
mobile, and then usually it's better on desktop, so 60.
Yeah.
And on this service, you can actually see, like, it gives you suggestions. It's like, "Hey, these images are too big." Um, what was the other ones? Minify JavaScript. These are things that we're used to getting like our site slow. So we go through and do what you can. Some things you can't fix. You can't be like, well, there's no Google Map because maybe you need Google Map, or there's no Google Analytics because you do need Google Analytics. So some of the things that it references in here are not always fixable, but things like these large images can be used in next generation formats. This is totally fixable. And server is always an issue sometimes. I'm assuming it's not an issue with Taylor Swift unless you can't afford it.
This is crazy to see, right? Like Taylor Swift, she has a web team and they can't, to me, this is best practices. They can't even get a good page speed score. Like this is something that we do off the bat for our clients. And it's just amazing. Who knows how much they're getting paid to create the site, to maintain the site. They might just not even know about that Core Web Vitals, or they might just not even care because of Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
I
is
think they
gonna
don't
go
care.
up anyways. But to me, if you're paying for that and you're Taylor Swift, I would want a near perfect score on mobile and desktop, like for user experience. And we all know Taylor, she cares about her fans and their experiences. So we should be the new web developers.
Yeah, shout out to Taylor Swift. I didn't say that about your album earlier. It was great, amazing 30 songs.
He
They
is
all
a
sounded great.
Swiftie.
I got my bracelet
No.
on. So long, London. No, it is crazy, and I know like people aren't like. Um, I'm trying to think of what you search for. Folk singers near me. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
who's Taylor Swift?
But still, it's the principle of the matter, like that these sites, and I guarantee all of them are like that. Lady Gaga, Maroon 5, they all have bad page speed scores because the theme and the framework is heavy loading. It creates all these scripts and it takes long to load and things like that. So it's not so far WordPress, but it's actually the theme that they're using that's causing these delays in experience.
Yeah, that's a good
Um,
point. That's a good thing to say. We're like, you should get WordPress, and they're like, here's a 28 score.
yeah, it's not WordPress, it's what it's built off of. So
Yeah, WordPress in general, when you just install it and the native, like nothing on it, like here, welcome to WordPress, login, it's 100. I mean, depending on the server that it's in, of course, but it's a high speed. The more you add onto it in terms of themes and plugins and scripts and stuff, the lower the score goes. And if you're not compressing your code or minifying it or doing anything, gzip, stuff like this, tech stuff,
So let's see if we can see what the framework it's on. That site that you can search a URL and it'll
yeah.
say what the framework. I'm just curious what marketing she's using. Is she using like HubSpot?
What would you search? What framework?
Yeah, built what framework built on?
This? I mean, I want to say WordPress. What does it say?
No, it's not this one.
Oh,
I think I have it saved on. Let me look on
all right.
mine. I think what did I search?
Yeah, while you're looking that up,
What is
Kanye West had, or I don't know if he still does, but his site doesn't even have an SSL certificate. Kanye West. It shows as unsecure. I like to say unsecure, but I know the appropriate word is insecure. Where is his website? Kanye West. Maybe it's just .com. His site's down. Like it.
what?
Kanye West. His site can't be reached. It's Kanye. I'm more of a fan of Kanye than Taylor Swift. You can take Taylor Swift as a client, and I'll handle the Kanye West side of business. Kanye, if you need us, we're here. And
I
anybody
was
else.
just on this site yesterday. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. Yesterday, I'm looking. Oh, it's builtwith.com.
Oh yeah.
Builtwith.com. Yeah.
.com. What are we doing? Taylor Swift? What
Yeah.
isn't it just gonna say, WordPress or
Oh, you'll see. I like this. I use this tool all the time.
what's this?
Um,
So
and
it's
it kind
saying
of picks up what's on the
oh,
what's
okay.
e-commerce.
So Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, Twitter Universal, Facebook Signal. So these are all the scripts it's using.
Yeah,
TikTok,
and then if you keep going down
Reddit. So they do ads on TikTok and Reddit, like She Needs It, widgets. Oh, this is pretty cool. I
what's
didn't know that.
OneTrust? Oh, I think that's analytics,
Uh, I think it's cookie compliance. It's like
oh, okay.
accept cookies.
Bot
Yeah,
de
this is actually a really good thing to copy. I mean, see how there's so many though. Obviously, some of these you need. Google Font API, not so much. You can host these locally. Font Awesome, the same thing. You can have local scripts, Typekit, but things like Tag Manager, obviously, you need that on a site, especially a big site. These
Yoast, those are recommended plugins to have on there for
they use
SEO.
Yoast.
YouTube iframe upload.
Cadence blocks. This is probably what's blogging. Oh, it's dragging the site down. Cadence. Wow.
Isn't that a theme? That's the
Yeah, it's
theme?
like a block.
Yeah.
It's like a block add-on.
Builder, website builder within the theme.
Yeah. Take over.
Context Form 7. Oh, look, they have Cloudflare, which
Oh yeah. They're trying well, Radar, what is that? Radar. Using Cloudflare Radar. This website appears on Cloudflare Radar top 1,000,000 sites.
part functionality. They have schema, which we talked about, JSON schema. Well, music event schema. That might
Yeah.
just be part of a plugin, right?
Yeah. It could be the plugin that's comes along with that theme. That's because again, if you just tuned in, that theme is used by the theme that Taylor Swift uses for her website is also used by many artists such as Lady Gaga and others. And who else? Maroon 5.
Maroon 5,
Wish I
Ariana
heard that.
Grande, and they're all failing PageSpeed scores. I mean, we can pull up another one and see, but I'm sure they're
They
all
all
failing.
fail. Wow, there's a lot. I mean, look at all this crap that they have. Slick JS on everything. JSON. Even this right here. This is like a giant JavaScript library. Scroll Magic. That's recognizing. This is cool. I'm gonna bookmark this.
Yeah, I came across this, and I always when we're quoting and in the proposal process and we don't have logins for a particular website, we like to take a look at some of the things that are coming up with the frameworks that they're using to help with that process. So, well, I go to this.
Yeah, and usually I don't see it this way because I just go to the source code and like search with Control F like what the themes are and scripts. So this is actually a way better way. Thank you, Raina.
You're
This
welcome.
should be your final like builtwith.com.
Is there more? Like, I'm just curious. It's like keep
Oh
going.
yeah, it keeps going down. It's insane. Double click is on there, so these are ads, a lot of ads, and you can't get away from some of these things if you're using your website in certain ways, you know. But this is like overboard.
Yeah, this is like one of the longest
Like
that I've seen on here.
it's like the hype
Get
of
to
Taylor
the
Swift.
end.
I know. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Oh look, Route 53 is on there. SSL, Varnish. I mean, this is trying to make it faster. This is a caching system, but
Okay. All right. Wow.
oh, that's cool. Ryan just wrote and said, our client Ryan asked if we want to go see him play music, but we're not going to be here because it's
My birthday
actually
weekend.
on your birthday. He's
We'll have
talking
to
about.
take a rain check.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan.
And we love supporting our clients, especially our local ones. So we'll just go to any events that they're having locally and support them in any way because that's just what we do.
Yeah, and I love music. Oh, look, this is a cool site. What is this site? That's right. We should do it ourselves. I'm scared to. We'll do a whole another thing on us, built with 3-tone digital, right?
TaylorSwift.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should redo Taylor Swift's. You know how some people take images and they say, "Oh, I made this better."
Yeah.
We should do that as a fun project.
You know,
One of these sites.
there's a guy that I follow on LinkedIn and Twitter that remember, he takes celebrity sites and then redoes them in the block editor and shows how easy and how fast it is. Like this could be done. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff in the back of it, like the shop and stuff, but design wise, a lot of this
At
is
least just one page, like the homepage
yeah,
or
I'm down. And we'll send it to her. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
tag
"Whoa,
her. Even
$600."
just as a portfolio piece saying, "Hey."
We did Taylor Swift's site. This is the theme, UMG. What is it?
Oh,
Yeah, alright, well, let's stop talking
okay,
about
that's just a side project, okay.
look at her
Um,
she should get tattoos like this. Then I might listen to her.
oh, no. Alright, back to the agenda. We went on a sidebar, super
Agenda.
side. Um, so pretty much what we went over today, there's a common saying, and I think everyone can kinda relate to it about cobbler shoes, having cobbler shoes. Actually, I went out last Friday and had a nice breakfast with a new friend. Shout out to Kira, if she's listening. And she actually said it, and it's also relatable. It was relatable to us. A lot of people have that where, Tony, you wanna explain it? Cobbler shoes?
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
I know he looked it up on it's literally goes through cultures, and
Yeah,
there's different translations, so,
yeah.
um,
Um,
where you work on other people's stuff. I'll let
yeah.
you go, go.
I mean, that's what it's about. So it's from the Cobbler. There's a couple different ones. There's actually like a reference to or Cobbler shoes was a poem or a story, but there's also things that were meaning the same that were referenced in both the Bible and different languages. But the whole premise is the cobbler makes shoes for everybody but himself, you know, and it's a true thing in web and tech and even just any industry. You do your own thing. You might be a plumber and you fix people's plumbing, but you have a leaky faucet at home. Or what were the other? But there's sayings like from each. Um,
Yeah,
what is
the
that?
what's
Right.
crazy is that it's so relatable because it's like sometimes you just go and you're really good at your craft and what you do and your skill, and you spend so much time working on somebody else's, um, and you don't work on your own,
Yeah.
and we suffered from it a lot of the times where we're just like we're on go mode, so we're just like helping clients, and not taking time to reflect on our own website and making improvements and doing the same thing that we do for our clients that are successful and doing it for ourselves. So
Yep, that's true. And
what are the translations
I was
though?
gonna.
Because there's one in
I know
Spanish.
I'm gonna do my Spanish. You
Oh,
want to
okay.
do it because you speak. I don't speak Spanish, but I
Well,
can
I was
sound
just
like
gonna
I
do
do.
the translation.
Oh, I want to do the whole. En casa de herrero, cuchillo de palo. Did I say it right?
Palo. I'm trying to it's so small on my
Which
screen.
stands for, oh, I can zoom in. In a blacksmith's home, knives are wooden, which makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's the opposite of making sense, but it goes along to that message of he makes knives or whatever for people, but at home he uses wooden knives, you know, or
Yeah.
in Chinese, which I can't do Chinese. Imagine if I had it and I try to do it. The lady who sells fans, fans herself with her hands.
Yeah. Yeah, that to me is really I think that one's really funny, you know what I mean? Like, you create fans, but you don't even have a fan for yourself, and you don't use it. So, it's about authenticity too, like being authentically practicing what you preach for yourself and investing in your business as well as others. Um,
Yep, and then there was the last one, in Arabic. At the potter's house, water is served from in a broken jug, which I don't really that one, I don't
that's
know.
a
Like,
little yeah, that was like, eh.
yeah, at least he has a jug. Like, it
Yeah,
should say, like,
but
in
it's
the same
broken, so how is he even drinking from it? There's so many
yeah,
different ways you can look at that one.
too many
Like,
questions.
he's barely getting any water. He's really struggling.
Yeah, or, oh, yeah, plumber's house always has a dripping tap. Yeah, I mean, this saying does ring true to a lot of businesses. We noticed it was ringing
And
true to
people,
us and
right?
people, yeah, in
People
general.
who are don't have a business, but they go to work every day and promote a business, but forget about themselves and investing in themselves and making sure that if that business goes under at any point, they still have done their part for themselves and investing and learning a new skill and kind of recording that process through just having something under $50 a month, which is securing your domain.
Well, not even a month, for a year.
A year, a
Yeah.
year, yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna put us full screen again. Don't be scared.
Boo.
Oh, scared me.
Oh,
Yeah, so under $50. I mean, depending on the domain, some domains are expensive, but usually it's $12.98. You can get a deal for being a first-time buyer on Namecheap. So just to claim your space at least and claim ownership over something rather than keeping everything on social media, where again, it's going to be paid. It's more and more pay to play. Um, for your profile, for especially your business profile, they want money to show it, and good for them, I guess. But if you don't have ownership over it, you're going to be paying to be shown in front of people with, especially the new algorithm changes and stuff. So get your domains here.
yeah, so I think the last words is really take time, invest in yourself, secure your own voice by taking these steps today. It's a small investment to just secure your voice. So move with purpose. It's just
It's day 8.
day 8 of
Yeah,
going live.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need a new weekly final word, right?
I would say self-care transcends to your business and making sure to invest in your business.
Oh, we didn't even say why there was a pig with lipstick on it. I mean, it's obvious, lipstick on a pig, but that goes right along with what you just said. Like, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig, right? There's a lot of sites. We have a client that we talked to yesterday that they want to know. We want to know really, should we do the site over or should we just use the site that's there? But looking at the back end, we didn't get access to the back end yet, but looking at the scripts, which we probably could use the built with, it looks
Oh, I
chaotic.
did.
There's stuff everywhere, and sometimes it's horrific going into sites. And another developer worked on it with a theme, or I'm gonna just Avada, Divi, anything really, custom themes. It's never it's never good enough. But like you can always put this lipstick on this pig, but it's still going to be a pig at the end, and the pig is going to get fatter and fatter too. That should be part of the
And turn into a hog, and that's
turn.
going to get slaughtered, meaning just taken down.
That's
We
Verena's.
just turn that
Yeah,
into something else.
yeah. We kind of combined. You combined two different sayings.
Yeah.
The other one is Reina's saying. She says it
Yeah, it kind of means
every
something
5 months or
different.
so.
Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered, but that's more of a different context. Not to
Yeah,
be too greedy.
we can combine them. Putting lipstick on a pig. I don't know. The hogs get slaughtered. Whatever.
No, that doesn't sound
Doesn't
good
make
at
any
all.
sense at all. I don't put lipstick on.
You
No.
get what we're saying.
Yeah,
You get what
and
we're trying to say.
yeah, and on national, what is it? The Beauty Day? National
Maybe.
Beautify Your Life. Making life beautiful. Life is Beautiful, which is a great movie. My favorite movie.
It's a sad movie.
I bawled my eyes out. Every
Yeah.
time I watch it, it gets worse. That's the crazy part about it. When I first watched it, with shout out to my Aunt Donna for showing me the movie at Cable Car Cinema, which is the best cinema that has now been taken down. We sat on couches. It was in Providence. We saw it there. It affected me a little bit, enough to watch it again, which I don't watch movies multiple times. I'm not that type of person. But I've definitely watched Life is Beautiful like 10 times. And each time it's in Italian, it's dubbed, but it's not horribly dubbed. It's really good. Each time it gets worse. Last time I couldn't breathe. Remember?
Yeah, I think that's one of the first times that I saw Tony Ugly cry. And I was very sad, especially as a parent and stuff like that, and just what they went through and the story. And we tried, it took me a while to watch it. And then when I finally got through it, you have to go with just the Italian version of the movie because the dub doesn't really do it justice. So, yeah, Tony was ugly crying hard. I was like, oh. It's like, here's a tissue. I was like, you're crying for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even want to watch it again because I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna what is next? Like on the floor, curled up. It's just like so emotional. It gets worse, especially being a parent.
That'd be crazy. Yeah.
What the hell? I don't know. Check
I
it out if you haven't
Life
checked
is
it out.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's called what is it in Italian? Donna's probably here. I see her. Oh, it's hey, oh, we can see who likes it. What's
Yeah,
up,
I
Maida?
see. Maida, shout out to
I was
Maida.
thinking it was my aunt because we were talking about Life is Beautiful. But the
It's my
movie's called
cousin.
Vita la Bella or something like that in Italian. You should check it out, Maida, if you haven't. Life is Beautiful. It's with Roberto Benigni. That's his name.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah, and Italian's pretty similar to Spanish, so, you're able to kinda understand most of it.
Yeah, the words are very all Latin based.
Mhm.
Let me take off this banner. Looks like we're like a breaking news. Breaking news. Apple Intelligence comes out. Twitter mad. Tune in later.
Uh,
Taylor Swift site has a 28. Taylor Swift, contact us.
oh.
Kanye West, you don't even have a site. What is going
I
on?
know, to me, the craziest thing is these celebrities, these people who have so much money to invest in themselves, they're relying on a team of people to do it, and they're not even following the best practices. So that's just something to think about when you're hiring a web development team. Just it's important to stay in the know of best practices, even if you're not doing it, just so you could get the best bang for your buck, really. And to be able to have the tools that you can check and make sure things are done with quality.
Yeah, and you always, I guess, you got to remember you're not Taylor Swift and you're not Kanye West, so you don't have the ability to just be invisible or have a slow
Team.
loading site because they can, of course they can, and these are two of the top ones. But I'm sure the more there's a lot of companies, maybe not companies, but definitely entertainment artists, people that are in the spotlight that just have these like doesn't really matter because people are looking them up anyways. They're not trying to sell themselves. But if you are trying to sell yourself, that is not good at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we went long, uh, hour and 22 minutes
Oh my
today.
god. Oh wow. We
I know.
really okay. I just in time for our client call.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. That's great. So let's get ready for that. I want to eat something and
All
write
right.
Taylor Swift and Kanye. Send them a text. What up? Yay.
We're your new web developers.
Yeah, you're the Taylor Swift one. I'll do Kanye. All right. Well, thanks for joining. We will be back tomorrow because this is our life now. And we hope that you have a wonderful Tuesday, a wonderful week ahead. And again, if you have any questions about registering your own domain, how to put lipstick on, how to take lipstick off of a pig, which is probably more relevant, any of the tools that we talked about today, or just any tech questions in general, you can always comment, share. We are very quick to respond
Mhm.
to things.
All
That's
right,
it.
everyone. Have a beautiful day.
Play us out with some lo-fi.
You should have Taylor Swift. You should play that.
We might get, we can't put like regular music.
Oh, okay. Instrumental?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even, yeah, maybe like a karaoke track. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.